All right then, ladies and gentlemen, that is it for qualifying. What a qualifying session it was. Chris is on pole position by nearly a tenth of a second to Justin. Then from balance, then comes Cloud, Scott Holmes, Josh B, Sem, Scissors, Dusty Bazoon, and Bjarni rounds off the top 10. Moving down the grid, 11 is Daniel, 12 is Johans, 13 is JJR, 14 Speedy Crane, 15 Snoo, 16 Ethan Taylor, followed by Oliver in 17th position. Then he's 18 of Edsy, 19 Lightning, and 20 was Zyro. That is it, everybody, for qualifying. Next up is the Grand Prix. Don't go anywhere. Sorry about the late start, everybody. We are lights out and away we go. I assume apparently we're going to half past, but we're now going a bit earlier. It is lap 1 of 36. Chris getting ahead there, everybody, in the rainy weather. As we get started all the way down here in Brazil, it is side by side. Chris and Justin all the way down into the left-hander. Can Chris stay ahead and maintain his lead? The Haas in the behind nearly goes into the barrier there. As we head into the left-hander, it is Chris who just about keeps his car ahead up the inside line, tries the Aston Martin. Justin goes through the Williams as well as Ballint as well. Pushes him all the way out. Chris now loses 2 positions. He's down into P3. Scott Holmes is already sniffing up behind, trying to get through. He sticks his car at the inside line of the kick Sauber of Chris, who is already losing many positions off the start. Up the inside, though, goes Scott Holmes. Can he make a move side by side then on the kick Sauber here? Down the grid, lots of battling going on there, everybody, here in the wet weather in Brazil. The rain is absolutely good for some, but worse for others. Cloud then trying to go around the outside line, diving through his teammate here, then up the inside line. He's into 8th position. An incredible set of moves there for him. He's down 4 positions, but he's making up for it now. I'm not entirely sure what happened to him. But, right then, everybody, let's get on with it again. Lap 4 of 36, and Justin is your race leader if you're just joining us this afternoon. Cloud is about to get ahead of Bjarni as he's done it. Absolutely brilliant stuff. Cloud into P7, who didn't get a good start today, but is really making up for his mistakes. And he's in P7 right now. He was all the way down to about P10, I believe, but he made his way back up the order. P7 right now, and he's now trying to dive up the inside line in the Mercedes, who is looking like he might just about let him through, because Cloud is up the inside line now then, and the Ferrari is absolutely brilliant. Then he sends the car up the inside line. Tunnel vision, this man, and he gets into P6 very easily. Just making people move out the way for him. As now he's got Sem in front of him. Will he be able to get ahead is the question. I think he might just be able to. My money's on that he will get through. This man is absolutely flying at the moment. He's 2 places down from when he started, but he's definitely made the places back up so far from when he dropped down the order, and he's really pushing and possibly making an overtake to be 1 place away from where he started. He crosses that line side by side with the Haas. Will it be enough for a move? He outbreaks him into turn 1, and the Ferrari is ahead of the Haas car this afternoon. Cloud into P5, ladies and gentlemen, and he finds himself ahead. You'd love to see it. 8 different cars in top 8, says Sam Wipeout, and that is absolutely right. That is incredible stuff. I didn't even realise that. 8 different cars in the top 8. Lynn, you have to find out, but it's good to see you in the chat, Lynn. Really glad you joined us this afternoon. Guy's day job is risen up women. I'll defo like it. All right, no worries. We've got Jay Rinaldo then with a penalty, ladies and gentlemen. As he's in the pit lane right now to get the tyres changed. He's going to exit pretty soon. And he's going to be on the slicks now. The rain is completely gone. We're 8 laps deep into a 36-lap race, ladies and gentlemen, here for the Brazilian Grand Prix. And it is bone dry on the track now. Everybody coming in for their slick compound of tyres. Got a pit stop coming in for Bjarni, and I can imagine a lot of drivers going to follow him behind now. Then still some drivers staying out on the intermediates. But there is a lot now that are going into the pit lane for the slick compound of tyres, ladies and gentlemen. And where's that going to lead the drivers in terms of strategy? We'll have to see. As DRS will be enabled, we've had it very soon. And I'm very glad about that, because DRS helps with the battling a hell of a lot. Makes it a lot more exciting. As pit lane for Bjarni, for Snoo, Edsy, and a few others then. Oh, you see the Ferrari there of Cloud just about catching the back end then as it slid out on lap 9 of 36, everybody. Cloud just about catching the rears as he now gains on the McLaren to possibly make a move. As now in the pit lane goes Justin, and the top few drivers going in. Justin Balint stays out then on the inters. And fair play, he seems to actually have a bit of speed still, for saying that he's on the intermediate tyres. So does Scott and Chris, and all the drivers following them through behind as we gain all the way down then, everybody. And into the pit lane for nearly everybody now to get in the final few pit stops for everybody, and finally get on them intermediate tyres. It's just the top few drivers now that are yet to make that trip in. And like I mentioned, where's that going to leave all the drivers in terms of strategy? It's going to be exciting to see. Down on lap 10 of 36 then with the top few drivers now who's in the pit lane to get on the slicks, and where are the drivers behind going to end up? Justin is on the hard compound tyres, and at the moment he's going to overtake every single one of them. The man that was leading earlier on, he will lead again once he gets there, and he's going to cross that line now. He's going to head into turn 1. Justin should be the man ahead of everybody else, apart from, of course, Dusty Bazoon, his teammate, who still needs to go into the pit lane. So right now, Justin is in the provisional lead, ladies and gentlemen, ahead of the Alpine of Daniel and Balint and Scott and Chris and everybody coming out of the pit lane right now. He's made it out ahead. Miss Scissors and Dusty Bazoons swap positions as Scissors gets ahead. Coming out of the pit lane is Dusty Bazoons. And Scissors, of course, finds his way through. The DRS will be enabled now, or it should be enabled at least, everybody. It should be enabled soon as we head into the left-hander. Sem making a bit of a contact move there on Dusty Bazoons, but just about he does stay on the track, and the drivers head all the way through into the right-hander now. Behind at the back of that one is Bjarni with a very good front row view to this action that's happening right ahead of him. And with Justin being your race leader, is Balint in second place, Scott in third, Chris 4, 5 is Scissors, 6 Dusty Bazoon, and the list goes on. There's a move going on here. Oh, we've got Speedy Crane on the Haas then. Ladies and gentlemen, you love to see it, making a move through past Jay Rizinaldo. Limped in the chat. Oh, the inside line goes Jay Rizinaldo, makes contact here with Speedy Crane. All the inside, tries to get through, then he loses the position here to AMS Lightning if he can make his way through. But up the inside goes Jay. Can he try and get ahead? He cannot right now. He's sandwiched now between the two cars of the Red Bull and the Speedy Crane. The Red Bull tries to stick it up the inside line, but doesn't make his move through yet. And now he has to pay the price. Josh B up the inside line because of that move. He gets through into P13, F1 Lightning down to 14, and Daniel in 15, soon to possibly make a move past the Red Bull. In the chat, Jack, who do you think will win? I think Justin's going to take it. He's had a flawless race so far, not had any issues. I think that man's going to run ahead and completely take it with full grasp. With all the way up then, everybody, look at this, the Red Bull then of AMS F1 Lightning makes a triple, quadruple overtake then all the way up to P12, everybody. It is Jay in 13 there to stick it at the inside line. Will he get ahead? It's 3 abreast into turn 1. Jay, who's going to try and get ahead in the Haas? He's through to P12. F1 Lightning 13. Then it is Jay to stick it at the inside line. A brilliant battle we're witnessing right now, everybody. Contact made on the Haas as Jay Rizinaldo nearly goes around in P15. Just about keeps himself on the track. Josh B now in 14. As Daniel making a comeback around the outside line. Daniel's now into P12, everybody, at the brief moment in time. But will he stay ahead of the Red Bull? He cannot do it right now, but a brilliant, brilliant comeback for Daniel, who is now currently in P13. That's his lap then for Balint. So the 1 minute 30, it was Justin, then it was Balint with 1 minute 13.5 on lap 15 of 36. The battle still continues then, everybody, here in Brazil, heading around the final few corners. The Haas makes a mistake. The Ferrari was up the inside line, and the Williams as well. They both go through on the mistake of the Haas car. We're going to head all the way down into turn 1, everybody, on lap 15 of 36. And who's going to be ahead here? It's the Ferrari of Josh B in 14. Edsy, JJR, and Oliver all giving it a good go into turn 1. Who's going to get ahead? Edsy up the inside line into 15. Jay Rizinaldo has to concede and stay down in P16 now. He picks up a 3-second penalty as well to really stick a flake in it. And that is not going to be too good at all for him. Oliver to make a move on the Haas then, getting massively close. The Haas goes round and the Williams too. Both drivers find the wall there. There's a bit of damage, wing damage there for one of the drivers. The end plate came off of someone's car. But Joey Zinaldo, the man that comes out worse off, ladies and gentlemen, on lap 15 of 36. Not ideal for him one bit, ladies and gentlemen. Ooh, behind that, it is Scott and Chris then. Ahead goes Chris, Scott down into 4. And a lovely move there. Goes Chris into P3, ladies and gentlemen. Gets ahead as we head behind. Will we get any drivers with moves here? Johans in 8 and Bjarni in 7. Possibly a move up the inside here. Nope, we do not see anything there. But we do see a pit stop from Sem in the Haas car. Justin in the pit lane, everybody. Justin heads into the pit lane. That is big then. On the hard compound tyre to get them changed out in the Alpine garage. What will it be for him then? It should be the brand. They look like the hards again. Am I right? It is the hards again then for Justin. Ladies and gentlemen, as he puts on some new hard compound tyres once more, which is going to run to the end of this Grand Prix with 14 laps to go before the end. Heading out of the pit lane, side by side with Bjarni, who does get ahead of him then, just about them, into the left-hander. He's through in the McLaren and into P6. Love to see it then as the pit lane is open for F1 Lightning in there right now, getting on the brand new hards all the way down the straight as well. It is Justin and Bjarni giving it a good battle, I believe, but we just completely missed that one, unfortunately. Daniel in the pit lane is Johans, Bjarni and Speedy Crane. There's Linth in the chat. Enjoy the rest of the race. I've got to go off. Well, thanks for joining us for the 23 laps, ladies and gentlemen. Linth, I appreciate it, mate. Thank you very much, and hopefully you have a very nice night. See you later. There's Josh B now with a 3-second time penalty. Exits in the pit lane is Speedy Crane on the brand new medium compound tyres. Everybody around him went on the new hards. He's going to try and push the mediums now to the end of this race. Is that going to work for him? Is the question. I am not entirely sure, ladies and gentlemen. We still have quite a few laps. And Chris then, these two lads have been absolutely tooth and nail the whole entire race. It has been brilliant to see. And now, exiting the pit lane, they're going to come out together to do it all again. Who is going to be the man to get ahead? It's going to be Chris behind. It's going to be Scott in front. Chris to make a move up the inside line of Scott. Can't do it just yet. Nearly sending it up the inside line there. Nearly giving us all a heart attack then. As Chris tries to make a move, but just couldn't from so far back on lap 24 of 36. Valence in the pit lane, Scissors in the pit lane too with a 10-second time penalty now. Finally, Justin is the man ahead, and to stick a flake in it, Dusty Bazoon is in second place and could just bring this home with his teammate for a 1-2 finish for the Aston Martins today. Who was expecting that? Not me. Absolutely not me. In the pit lane then for Dusty Bazoon. That is such a shame, actually. I didn't think about that. He's going to have to make a pit stop. 10-second penalty too, so it will not be a 1-2 finish for the Aston Martin. Sorry about that. I should have been educated more about that. Oh, pushing Scissors off the track then. Here's Johans as he now rejoins with Dusty Bazoon trying to send it up the inside line. What was that, ladies and gentlemen? Flipping Scissors. Nearly went into the wall, just about caught the car just before it got very bad indeed, but he did about catch it. Sem with a 3-second penalty too, and speaking of penalties, we're coming quite a lot. Let's get him up the inside line. Dusty Bazoon goes through everybody into P8. Scissors down in 9 then. What a move. What a move from Dusty, sending that car at the inside line. No fear at all for that man, and he absolutely does that one superbly well. We do not know. Scott and Chris in 3 and 4. Who is going to be the final man on the podium? It is Chris who tries to send it up the inside line, but he can't do it right now. Just about gets ahead, everybody. But has to stay behind Scott right now. The Kick Sauber, the team that are leading the World Championship standings. He's in P4, and he's going to try and make a late move up the inside line of Scott. He still can't do it right now. The Kick Sauber staying tight and conserved then. Not making any silly moves in the late stages, but he's going to try and send it up the inside line. That could have been very badly very badly ending then from Scott and Chris. Scott very nearly had his front wheel taken off and would have been flying towards the barrier, but no, he's all good. 7 laps to go, and who will take the final spot on the podium, everybody? We need some absolutely sensational driving from everybody here today then. And here comes Chris. Can he do it? Well, the inside line, side by side. Chris goes through then. At this moment in time, past Scott, but can he hold it? No, he cannot. Chris brakes incredibly early. Scott brakes incredibly late, and that is the difference between who can get ahead and who can't. Scott got ahead for now. Chris is much better on the exit. It is side by side, all the way around the outside line goes Chris, and he makes his way through into P3. He's on the podium with 6 laps to go, everybody, on the 30th lap now of 36. A brilliant move from Chris enables him to possibly rack up some superb points for his team. The yellow flags as Sem retires from the session, and that is going to be a safety car at the end of the Brazilian Grand Prix. Justin leads, Balint in 2nd place, Chris is in 3rd, Scott's in 4th. And at the end of this race, everybody, 5 laps to go, this safety car is deployed, and everybody is going to get a fresh start and a brand new chance of finishing well here at Interlagos. This is it. I imagine it's going to be coming in this lap around. It is. Time to go racing. Time to do it. It is time to go one more time, everybody, around the track for 2 more laps of racing to decide the race winner, to decide your podium today. Everybody on fresh tyres, and finally we get to go full pelt racing at the very end with everybody lined up with each other. And this is it. Justin is controlling the pack, and he goes now. It is time to go racing again in Brazil for the final 2 laps. Justin leads from Balint, from Chris, from Scott into turn 1. Who's it going to be today on the inside line? Balint already tries to challenge for the lead now on the back foot. Chris tries to get through. Chris in 3rd place. He's gunning for the 2nd place now. Behind that is Scott as well, as they'll all gain down into the left-hander. Remember, no DRS for 1 lap around, so it's completely dry at the moment. No DRS will be helping the drivers. It is Scott B who retires in the late stages of the Grand Prix. I think he hits the barrier then on the exit, and he is gone, completely gone then, with only 2 laps to go of the Brazilian Grand Prix. And Justin, still your race leader by 0.3 of a second here in Brazil. Balint holds 2nd place well. Behind that is Scott and Chris coming side by side together once more, as they've been battling brilliantly all race long, ladies and gentlemen, because Justin is ahead of Balint, who's got 0.2 of a second to him. Will he be able to make a move on the final lap? This is the lap where everybody puts absolutely everything they've got into it. All the RS gets burned. Everything they've been saving up, everything they've been conserving, it gets burnt up now. And Chris is going to try and make a move on Balint, but he can't do so right now. The DRS is enabled this time, and for the final time this lap, as we're on the final lap of the race, everybody, Justin still leads and could possibly hold on to this one for the end of the race. But will he be beaten towards the line? How much ERS has Balint got? That is the true question. He's got 30% to burn, whereas Justin's got 83 to burn towards the line. I think Justin might just about take this one. 90% battery that he'll be able to burn towards the line, everybody. It's going to be an incredible strategy call here for him. Loads of battery left. He should be able to win this one towards the line. Justin in the Aston Martin with 90% battery, which will burn all the way to the top of the hill. Balint can't do anything about it. The fuel light comes on as well. Justin crosses the line. He's going to win the Brazilian Grand Prix. Balint comes over 2nd place. Chris takes 3rd in the final spot on the podium. It'll be Scott home in 4. Bjarni 5. Cloud finishes home in 6th position. Johan 7. 8 is Dusty Bazoon, everybody. 9 is Lightning. 10 is Oliver. Moving down the grid, Sizz is 11, Daniel 12, Edsy 13, Speedy Crane 14, and Ethan Taylor in 15. What a race, everybody. GG. Daniel, here we go then. Winner is Justin in the Aston Martin, followed by Balint in 2nd place, and Chris gets on the podium in 3rd. Scott falls short in 4. Bjarni 5, Cloud 6, Johan 7, Dusty in 8, F1 Lightning in the top 10 in 9, and Oliver in 10. What a way to wrap up the race then, everybody. An incredible end to a great Brazilian Grand Prix. Hopefully you enjoyed tonight.